You can close that. Bless everyone! Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. I jumped on a little early just because I felt like it, because I miss all of you. So take your time getting settled in, allow yourself to just join here on this YouTube channel and connect with me. This is our time to connect to the web of light that we are and allow ourselves to really get in tune to the universe, source, and our connection to our higher selves, our intuition, and our inner being. So we join together every Sunday at 1:11 p.m. Central Time right here on this YouTube channel, Rissa Vibes. And I am so excited to be here. I'm back in my usual setting. I'm back home in Arizona. Super excited to be here and grounded in my place and just connect with you. You know, I had some travels. You guys got to see me in Indiana and in Illinois, and different scenery outside. And hopefully you all got some different scenery over the last couple of weeks as well, just in your own world. I know it's hard to do in quarantine and coronavirus times, but hopefully you're allowing yourself to have some diversity of environment, because that's really good for the soul. It's really good for the spirit to make sure we don't get stuck in monotony or in this energy of continuous patterning. And, you know, we really step out of our comfort zone, which we're going to talk a lot about today in our reading. So today we're going to be covering all of the energy, the spirit messages, and the astrology influences of July 19th to July 26th. And we are kind of approaching now the end of July with this week, you know, and we had the past life, present power card come up for the July month from the annual reading at the beginning of the year. So we're all really activating this energy of past life power and bringing that into the present moment, recognizing gifts that we've had from way before our time here on this planet in this life now, and starting to remember even some of our soul contracts and our connections and guides to different people and different things, and this understanding of our path. I'm not going to do a review of last week, quite frankly, because I forgot to write what we got for the cards last week, but that's okay because we're really starting fresh anyway. There's this energy of new beginnings with this week. We have a second new moon in Cancer this week, which is really important to talk about. And so we really are having this double emphasis on new beginnings, with the new moon in Cancer being the second new moon in Cancer tomorrow. So we're going to talk a lot about that as well. So we're just going to go right into the spirit messages of this week. This is going to be from July 19th to July 26th. But first, let's take a little time to tap in. Let's take a little time to drop in. I want to lead us through a couple of deep breaths since we did jump on the live a little early. Give some people some extra time to join, and also just to allow us to really ground and connect to our center. So as you join here and as you just connect to your own self, your own inner being, let's take a couple deep breaths together. Nice deep inhale. Big breath out to relax. Releasing any tension. Big exhale through the mouth. Another deep breath in through the nose. Big breath out to relax fully with the mouth. Exhaling fully. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the face muscles, relaxing the body with another deep breath in. And big breath out, fully relaxing with the exhale. And as you breathe here, just allow yourself to set the intention to connect to your own intuition during this reading. Breathing deeply into your heart space by pulling your shoulders back and opening your heart even more as you breathe. Waking up the heart, opening the heart. Noticing what's there. And feel free to just continue checking in with the heart throughout this reading. And as you breathe now, just slowly waking yourself back up, bringing that intention with you to connect to your intuition into this reading today. I wanted to do this little practice for our heart opening because there's a lot of heart opening energy going on right now for a lot of people and for the mass collective. And when we really take the time to center into our heart and allow ourselves to feel that change of vibration, that shift of energy, when we deliberately consciously focus into the heart, we really start to activate that consciousness, that heart consciousness, and that heart coherence with the mind and the heart, that harmony between mind and heart. And so we're going to talk about that as well. So let me know how that felt, just those couple of deep breaths of conscious movement through the body and the heart space. Let me know if you felt any intuition spark from that. And let me know how you're feeling. Let me know where you're tuning in from as well. So let's create, our lovely Web of Light community conversation here on our live. I see Linda's here. Hi, Linda. Susan's here as well. Good to see you, Susan. Leslie's here as well. Oh, so good to see you. Meredith's here. She made it live. Yay, I'm so glad you made it live. Nico's here as well. Hey, Nico. PJ's here also. So good to see all of you. So thank you for joining this live. If you don't know me, my name is Rissa Vibes, aka Readings by Rissa. I am a professional intuitive, and I'm also an intuitive coach, which means that I help spiritually curious people tap into their intuition and develop their intuition and also walk their enlightenment path. So if you're interested in coaching, if you want to learn how to manifest your, dreams and desires, if you want to learn how to activate your superpowers, your intuitive gifts, if you want to learn how to navigate energy and be able to manage emotions more clearly with your empathic nature, these are things that I teach in my coaching and course program. So if you're interested, please make sure to click the link in the description of any of these live readings. You can go back to any of the weekly readings, and there's the link to schedule your free consultation call with me, where we will talk all about your coaching needs. It's a completely free hour with me where we'll discuss your needs, assess your needs, and then pick what coaching program option is best for you for continued coaching. So if you're interested in that, make sure to click in on that. And I also do one-on-one sessions and readings. So if you're interested in that, you'll also see a link in the description to check out all of that. But let's get right into this weekly reading. I'm so excited to tap into this energy. There's a lot to talk about. And I titled this reading, Grateful for the Shift. And I have to say thank you to Meredith, because she really titled this reading. I was having a conversation with her today, one of my soul sisters, and we were just talking about the shift of energy that's been going on, and how there's really this new sense of bliss and gratitude and joy surrounding that shift, that we've really gotten over kind of a hump. We've gotten over, a bridge, a place where we needed to get that majority momentum to get to the other side, to get to where the grass was greener. And so even though there's still a lot of tension, there's still a lot of duality, there's still a lot of things going on, things being dismantled, things being rebuilt and restructured, and things just really needing to be reassessed, there is still this energy of a new traction for the positive. And that the gratitude that we can stand in within our heart, and also within our awareness of everything going on, when we have that grateful mindset and grateful heart set, we're able to really motivate and build more momentum for those changes, for those aspects of ourselves and of the world that are really gaining that traction to continue helping the light win this spiritual war, this spiritual fight, right? So it's really, really a beautiful thing when we can palpably feel the shift in the positive way, and we can see it within ourselves, we can see it within our communities and in the world. And I've really been noticing that. So that was something that really came through as definitely the first message for this week, because as we move into this week of July 19th to the 26th, and as we have the second new moon in Cancer tomorrow, we're really stepping into this new beginning, a double new beginning, this ability to really truly let go of everything old and really step into what we want for ourselves now and in our future, and leave everything else behind and really align to our power to create it. And we have so much power to create it, especially when we stay grateful for the shift that gave us that power, and for the energy that we've acquired up until this point to help us have the tools to tap into that power. So everything that we've gone through, over the last several years, the last decade, 2010 to 2020, all of those things were prepping us in their own way for this moment where we are actually experiencing the shift of letting all of the old struggles, all of the old heaviness, all of the old aspects of shadow and self behind, and really recalibrating into a completely reset and pure vibration so that we can now calibrate to the vibration of everything we really want from what we realized we didn't want and didn't like in our past. And that goes for our mass collective and for our own personal selves and our own personal world. So really, really powerful energy to reflect on. This week is a great time to reflect on your past, the past 10 years, and really recognize how those lessons you've learned have helped you live a life that you live now, whether that's a life that you are happy with or not. That's also something to reflect on, because maybe it was a result of you not learning the lessons or not listening to the lessons that you're in a life now that you're not totally happy with. Or you're really happy in your life right now because you've learned those lessons and you applied them and you feel the awareness and wisdom from that. So pay attention to that, because that can really be a key to getting you to the other side of that energy, the more positive energy, the more light energy, the more happy energy, the joyous energy, and the peaceful energy, because your spirit wants you there. It wants you to feel that. And it's time to feel that. There's energy for that, and there's alignment for that. But if you've been neglecting what your spiritual work, or you've been neglecting your, even physical work or emotional work or mental work that your inner being or your higher self has been telling you to do, then that could be a big part of why you're where you're at. So make sure you're doing the work, and know that if you are in that place of realizing, oh crap, there's some work I haven't been doing, I need to get to it, please know that you're not in a time limit, that you're not late to the curve or late to the party, that you're absolutely where you need to be. And having the awareness that you have in understanding that is your starting point. And this is your point to just completely move into the future and start applying that awareness. You're not too late. It's not going to be, tragic that you just realized it. This is when you were supposed to realize it, and this is all in divine timing and divine order. So just apply whatever realizations you're having now and start doing the work. And the universe will so reward you for that, just in doing it. Because sometimes we can get paralyzed by the fear of realizing, oh, there's so much work I haven't been doing. Maybe it's too late, or maybe it's too much, or maybe I won't accomplish what I'm meant to accomplish. And that's not true. Make sure you just take one step at a time and know that that awareness is shining light on something that needs light on it. And that light alone is going to start building momentum to getting you out of that rut you've been in, or out of that kind of place of misalignment. Okay. So glad to bring that message forth. That was kind of more of a channeled one, but I think really important. Nikki's here. Hey, Nikki, good to see you. Oh, Linda, I love that you're sitting in the deck in the sunshine. That's beautiful. The Akashic Healer is here. Beautiful. Hey, Mona, good to see you. Good to see you later today, too. Empress Trina, good to see you from Toronto. So exciting. And congratulations on winning the giveaway. You were one of our lucky winners of the Shining Light on Revolution giveaway. So congrats to that. I can't wait to connect with you for your free reading. And Hedwig is here as well. Good to see you. Celestial Heart is here. Oh, so good to see you, love. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to have all of you here. This is so fun. Meredith says, I can absolutely relate to the feeling like I'm late. Thank you so much for saying that. Absolutely. It's so important for you to know everything's in divine timing and order. Linda says, what you're speaking is so true. Amazing how you're able to target our growth potential and deliver each word with grace for all. Oh, thank you so much, Linda. I'm so glad that it registers that way, and it really touches me that I can provide that. So thank you. All right, so let's get into more messages here. The next message is all about unconditional love. By the way, I just wanted to show off my beautiful crystal piece that I have on my table today. I think I've shown this to you all before. I usually have it under my table, but my guides were like, no, bring it up into the reading. So this is a milky quartz, but it also has, I think, a little bit of pyrite in it, kind of enmeshed into it because it's really kind of like metally and beautiful. And this is a really beautiful cleansing stone and activating stone. It amplifies a lot. So I have it right here on the table. So all of our intentions, everything we're tapping into today is being amplified by this beautiful crystal that I found on the mountain when I was hiking a few weeks ago. All right, so the next message is all about unconditional love, okay? Unconditional love is really this place of being. It's a state of being. It's not necessarily just something that you give someone. It's a state of being. It's something, it's a vibration. It's a vibration that we resonate at. And unconditional love, the vibration of unconditional love is also the vibration of the 5D, of the fifth dimension. And that's what we're ascending into from the third dimension that we've been in this materialistic, kind of more heavy industrialized world, okay? But we're moving into the 5D, and the 5D is unconditional love. So when we opened our heart in the beginning of this reading, when we took that time to just take a couple deep breaths in our heart space, we're starting to wake our heart up to its full potential just by focusing energy into it and focusing breath into it and honoring whatever the heart has there. If there's pain, if there's frustration, if there's anger, if there's just a feeling of fear or anything else, we notice that when we tap into the heart. And it's important that we notice that so we can really understand that it's there and work through that. Because if we don't, then we end up shutting our heart down. And over time, we build heart walls and we start to cover up that potential of the heart, the potential to tap into unconditional love. And the potential of unconditional love is expansive and infinite. It is so, so, so magical. And when you tap into the energy of unconditional love and you really reach that state of being, that state of vibration, nothing can really bother you. I say that with ultimate truth because I've felt it and I know that vibration. I've achieved it. It's taken me a while, but I've achieved it. And I won't say that I'm always in that vibration because we're humans. We're never going to be at the same vibration all the time. But I will say that I have mastered a way to stay in that vibration the majority of the time. And that vibration is so expansive and so powerful and really allows you to be resilient to a lot of things. Even things that you may seem bothered by can't really bother you like they did before. There's this sense of resiliency and there's this sense of grace and mastery of the heart space and the transmutation aspect of the heart. The ability to change an emotion that's heavy into emotion that's not. Emotional alchemy. This is where we talk about that. We're going to talk more about alchemy in a second, but there's this energy of being able to really forgive right away, not let things bother you or get under your skin, have compassion with things that maybe most people can't have compassion on, to be able to see truth without question, to be able to see through deception and lies without question, to be able to manifest everything that you want in your life very specifically with the power of this unconditional love. And then also, probably the best and most powerful benefit is not only the activation of the unconditional love itself, in which you really get to experience that with everything that you encounter, this just immediate and overly abundant, not even overly abundant, just infinitely abundant state of bliss and love and connection. But you also get to receive that same type of love from the universe, from the earth, from, the animals and plants and the beautiful, landscapes that you enter and people that you connect with, because you attract that unconditional love in your life. And then you just start to embody it all the time. And so this week, we are really being encouraged to tap into those levels of unconditional love. Those levels that call us to forgive things that maybe we've never forgiven before, that call us to heal things that we've never felt brave enough to heal before, or to have compassion over things that we haven't felt compassionate over before, and to really push ourselves to love deeper than we've ever loved and more expansive than we ever have. Because when we do, we activate that power of the heart that allows us to be the alchemist, to change our emotions from heavy to light, and also to manifest at really, really, really powerful rates and levels, just powerful levels of manifestation. So really allow yourself to feel into the heart, do some heart practices, do some heart yoga, stretch the chest, open the heart, pull the shoulders back, really breathe deeply here, listen to the heart. All that you can do in the heart space is really going to be important right now, and healing the heart, because this is the time to do it. And we're going to be clearing a lot of things from not just our heart when we do that, but also from our mind. The next message is about freedom of the mind, uncaging our mind. And we're uncaging our mind by allowing ourselves to notice what anger, what fear, what grief, what confusion, what turmoil is in the heart, and start to let our mind seek answers that maybe we weren't brave enough to seek before, or that we weren't ready or willing to seek before. Because when we seek information, new information that can maybe explain what we're feeling or can better explain what we're not understanding, we activate this liberation of our mind, and we uncage our mind, and we empower our mind. And when we empower our mind, we also reach another level of unconditional love for ourselves, because we recognize that we can absolutely reach a place where we can find our own answers. And we don't have to have confusion. We don't have to have worry or fear, because we know how to honor our own power and our own ability to seek knowledge and to seek healing and to seek what we've needed in our soul. So we're going to free ourselves from negativity. We want to free ourselves from ignorance, negativity being, negative self-talk, judgment of others, assumptions of, negativity or negative outcomes, this pessimism attitude. We want to free our mind from that. So if that's something that you tend to habitually fall into, it's time to start freeing your mind from that by redirecting your thoughts to something more positive anytime those negative thoughts come up. And then if you're feeling this energy of, maybe you're feeling like you don't want to look at information, or you don't want to seek knowledge because it's uncomfortable for you, or you're really kind of happy where you're at in this place of understanding as much as you understand, and you don't want to push past that because it might be very hard for you to wrap your head around anything outside of what you know. If you're feeling that, then there's this energy of ignorance that is causing this lack of reaching your full potential, and lack of reaching your full potential and how you can make an impact on the world, by just allowing yourself to educate yourself on everything that you might be curious about or might be confused about, so that you can actually activate a wisdom within you on how your soul is going to respond to that, and what role your soul plays in regards to all of that information. So, freeing the mind from ignorance as well, this choice to not seek knowledge. And then also freeing the mind from oppression, from things that hold you down, weigh you down. This can be judgments of self. This can be, allowing yourself to be manipulated or overpowered, allowing other people to influence your own thoughts of yourself or thoughts of things, believing everything you're told, conditioned and programmed aspects of the mind. We want to free our mind from that and uncage our mind from that as well, because all of these types of mental traps are literally keeping us caged in only one part of our mind. And our mind is so expansive and multidimensional. So if we stay in one little spot in our mind, we are denying ourselves of our true mental power and mental expansion. And that mental expansion is actually exactly what the world needs right now to make it a better place. So we need to activate our mind's potential. That will also activate our intuitive potential and help us to even be more accurate at discernment and sifting through information. So all of it really connects. And the more we can align ourselves with that awareness and push ourselves out of our comfort zone so that we can free our mind, the more we'll really see the truth, and we'll see, how we can help, and affect the world in regards to the truth in a positive way. And we were taught to decondition ourselves this whole past 10 years or more, since 2012, really when the mass collective started awakening to its higher vibration and higher mind, we started to learn about the ways in which we could decondition our mind: meditation, yoga, mindfulness, just noticing the types of programming that we were subjective to, from societal roles and gender roles to stereotypes and systems in place to continue facilitating them. These are all things that we were taught and became aware of over the last several years. And all of that was to help us learn how to decondition ourselves. And it was in preparation for this moment where we're having this shift, where all of this disclosure is coming out and all of this information is coming out. And maybe there's a lot of confusion because you don't know which information is right or wrong. But that's where this discernment comes in. And that's where this deconditioning ourselves comes in, where we tap into our intuition, we tap into our meditative ability, we tap into our breath work or our qigong or whatever it is that gets us in that place of intuitive awareness of what our heart finds true, and then continually searching for the information in regards to that to validate that. So that's how we really move through this and continue to have this awakening occur within us and outside of us. Now, as we continue this message and as we continue these messages of this week, this is so important because through this week and through really the rest of this year, we're going to keep getting information. There's going to continue to be more information out there. And this week in particular is going to be a week where we really want to empower our mind by freeing our mind from innate mental cages so that we can continue the progress of awakening. Now, we also have a lot of messages from our galactic guides. I did the Starseed meditation yesterday on my Starseed Social Facebook group. So if you're not a member of the Starseed Social Facebook group, definitely go check that out. If you're on Facebook, all you have to do is like the Readings by Rissa page on Facebook, and then you'll see that I have a group in there called the Starseed Social Group, and just request to join that group, and you'll be in the group as soon as I approve you, which only takes a couple hours usually. So that is a really great resource for all of you starseeds out there, or anybody curious about the cosmic energy and activations that are available to us all at this time. And you will be able to receive those activations through the meditations that we're doing every Saturday at noon Mountain Standard Time or noon Pacific Time. So that's a really powerful resource, and it's completely free. And it also gives you a chance to connect to a community of starseeds. And we also host a bunch of events there too, which I'll be dropping some information on soon for a new virtual gathering. So yeah, definitely request that. So the messages that came through from that yesterday, and just briefly to tell you, is that we had the Blind Enthusiasm card come up again, which is funny. The Pleiadians keep bringing this card up. It's brought it up about 6 times since we started these meditations. And it came up again yesterday after a couple of weeks of not being there, letting us know that we're kind of at that last phase of that blind enthusiasm. And we've really done a lot of work on the Mass Collective to clear it through those meditations. And then we activated this alchemy from the Essassani tribe, the cosmic tribe, the Essassanis. And if you know Bashar, then you know that the Essassanis are a galactic race that Bashar is connected to. And so they brought forth this energy of alchemy. And we had the alchemist number last week with 715, July 15th, the 15 being the alchemist number. And then we're also going to see another 15 this week in July with 722, 2020 reducing to the number 15. So we're going to see that again. And so we really are activating this emotional alchemy like we just talked about, and also this manifestation, this ability to move from something that has no worth or appears to have no worth and creating something that is so, so valuable, priceless in fact. As a result, because we are alchemists. And so as we tap into that energy, and what we did in the meditation yesterday is we did activate our cosmic selves with that alchemy. And as a result, we pulled the soul sovereignty card at the end, also from the Essassani. It was actually the exact card, the next card in the deck. So really, really cool. There's a lot of soulmate energy around this. There's a lot of twin flame energy around this. There's a lot of energy of people coming together, soulmates coming together, soul tribe coming together to fulfill the mission, to help the alchemy of the world currently to transmute, darkness into light, and to really tap into their own soul power, their soul sovereignty, and their mission, and their purpose, and their gifts, and their power. So that's really what we're doing right now. And so if you've had connections to Soul Tribe recently, or you've realized past life connections to family or past or friends or lovers, this is that time that you're being brought together for a reason. You're being brought together for your soul missions. You're being brought together to do really amazing work together and for each other to activate your full potential. So this is a beautiful energy, and there's a lot of heart healing going on with this. There's a lot of activation of your spiritual gifts going on with this as well. We have the power of 7 that is continuing, because we have that energy of July being the 7th month of the year, but we also continue to see lots of 7s popping up in the astrology influences and numerology of our weeks. And so the 7 really taps into that spiritual growth, that heavenly support, and this ability to see how all things are connected to the spiritual realm, and the synchronicities and signs that show up that show you that everything is divine. And so this just flows right into that alchemy and soul sovereignty as well. Now, we also have a lot of tribal energies awakening. So when we're talking about the past life and present power, and we're talking about, moving into the future, moving into the new beginnings, resetting with this shift of energy and creating new life, we are leaving the old worlds behind. Yes, the ones that aren't working, but we're also holding on to the tribal aspects of what are working and what have always worked that maybe we have abandoned as a society and as humanity over time. Astrology, there's so many mysticism and quantum physics, metaphysical awareness, as the esoterica realms and information, all of these things, magic, enchantment, all of that stuff are ancient tribal parts of our culture and of humanity and of our evolution as beings of light that we have abandoned in many ways, appreciating the phases of every moon, understanding how to work with all of the elements, understanding how to, read the energy and vibrations of the changes of seasons and, the skies and the winds and things like that. And these are the things that we're reactivating within our spirit to help us continue awakening for this new start, because we still have to bring those old traditions and old tribal aspects that really are the foundations of our existence. We still have to bring those into the present and into our new beginnings, so that we can really keep a solid foundation. And I am super excited to announce that in lieu of that, in regards to that as well, I will be rescheduling my retreat in Belize. The Ethical Witches and Wizardry Retreat is back on for April 2021. I don't have the dates exactly yet, but we are going to be there. So in 2021, so this upcoming spring, we will be back in Belize. So if this is something that you definitely want to activate, this ability to understand the tribal energies of magic and mysticism, the light magic, the love magic, the ability to activate those higher vibrational elements of magic and manifestation, and understand how to bring those traditions into your life, this retreat is going to be amazing for you. And Belize is going to be such an activating place to do it. This is where I was going to do it last year. I'm still sticking to that because the land is so potent with magic already there, and it's just going to be such a beautiful experience. So if you're interested in that, please email me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, and let me know that you want me to save you a spot, or at least send you the information as soon as I have it for the dates and everything, so I can get you all of that info so you can sign up. Okay. All right. We're moving through this reading. Great. How's everybody feeling? Phil's here. Good to see you, Phil. Says in the 0 point of the heart, you connect with source and it's unconditional love. Yes. So true. I love that. Yes, thank you, Nico. Yes, everyone, please press the like button to better share these messages. Yes, please like this video. That will really help. Just continue keeping the energy going, and to continue allowing people to see this video and have it pop up in their feed, because this is important. All right, so the next message is all about multidimensional consciousness. Okay, we're also really activating this multidimensional consciousness as we open our heart space and we open our mind, freeing our mind, like we talked about, and opening our heart to deeper levels of unconditional love. We tap into multidimensional consciousness. And multidimensional consciousness is this ability to perceive what has gone on in the past, what is going on presently in a parallel way, dimensionally, where there's other realities, parallel realities, multidimensional realities of the past and also of the future. Okay, so this is really where we start to feel the expansiveness of the 5D, the 3D, the 6D, the 7th D, 9D guides as well. There's just all these energies of the fractal realm and the cosmic realm and the mystical realm. And so there's tons of aspects of multidimensional consciousness that we're going to be waking up to, and you may already be feeling that in your own way. So if you start to feel like you're having a lot of deja vu, or you start to feel like you're having a lot of dream experiences where even you feel like you're dreaming while you're awake, or you're having very lucid dreams where you're feeling very awake while you're dreaming, these are just kind of signifiers that you're tapping into those multidimensional consciousness aspects of yourself, and that you're really starting to work on different screens is what I call it. This ability to perceive energy on different realms and different dimensions. And that can get a little confusing and it can get a little intense. So if you feel like it is at any point, or if you feel like you're just not all the way present in this realm because of that, make sure to go out into nature, ground, work on really grounding in your energy, imagining roots coming from the base of your spine and extending into the core of Mother Earth and connecting to that core of Mother Earth and rooting into it, and just kind of breathe into the earth and let the earth kind of supply you with that grounding connection as well. Also, walking barefoot or just sitting out in nature can also be really a great way to ground, just so that you can feel a little bit more in your body and still have that multidimensional consciousness, which will help you feel a little bit more comfortable with it. And then I guess, again, like I said, heart opening is a really big one right now. Gratitude, bliss. Tears of sentiment. I've been crying like a freaking sap lately. I just have totally had my heart blown open, and it's been great. So, if you've noticed that you're doing that too, if you're crying a lot of tears of joy or sentiment, or you're just feeling a lot of emotions, or you're feeling that heart expansion, know that it's a part of the energy right now. Also know that it's totally okay, that it doesn't mean that you're weird or that it's wrong. It just means that your heart is opening, and that's beautiful. That means you're activating new levels of heart. And also, if you're feeling grief or you're feeling tears of sadness or pain, that also means that you're opening your heart too, because you're really letting yourself feel stuff that maybe you've pressed and pushed down for some time that is important to come up, to come out, so that you can get to those levels of heart expansion that actually feel good. But you've got to get through, those emotions that you've pushed down, because they're inevitable. You've got to feel them. You've got to let them wave through you. So breathe through them, journal through them, and trust that you're going to be okay through them as well, and that you will get to the other side of that. All right. Last couple of little messages here on the spiritual side before we get into astrology and the second new moon in Cancer. One of the last messages is about manifestation. So like I said, I did mention this just a second ago, but I want to reiterate it with a little bit more emphasis, because the manifestation energy that is happening with that heart energy and the expansion of the mind is allowing a mind and heart coherence, a harmony between the mind and heart, where we can identify what we want and get really clear on the logic and the understanding of that with our mind. And then we draw in what we want with our heart, our desire, and our focus on it, and our ability to imagine it and emote it and invoke the emotion of it. And so that heart and head coherence, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this all the time. Abraham Hicks also talks about this a lot as well. So definitely look into them. But that heart and head coherence is so important for manifestation. It's a big part of the formula. And I am a manifestation coach as well, because a lot of what I coach and what I teach everybody in my client containers and my coaching program is about how to manifest their reality, whether it be healing, whether it be love, whether it be new career, whether it be financial abundance, whether it be just stepping into their purpose. This is really how we get you there. And so if you're interested in really tapping into more manifestation qualities and techniques, I am a manifestation coach at heart as a luminary and intuitive coach. So definitely reach out to me, and you can find the link to get a free consultation call for coaching in the description of this video or any of the past live weekly readings as well. So definitely reach out to me for that, because this is a time for manifestation with such a divine reset available to us with this new moon tomorrow, and also being halfway point of the year of 2020, and having 2020 be such a year of, clear 2020 vision and understanding what's not working so that we can really create what is working. This is the time. We don't want to waste this portal of a year not creating more of what we want in our life. So this is a really important time to do it. And on that tip, we'll end with this caterpillar energy. I was sweeping my apartment today. I live on the 4th floor, and it was weird. There was a caterpillar in my apartment. So I swept it up and didn't realize it was a caterpillar. And then I realized it was, and I'm nursing him back to health. He's on my patio. I'm trying to kind of get him to drink water and eat this little leaf I put in there. He's kind of burrowing in the soil that I had and eating a bit and getting bigger and stronger just in the last hour. And I looked up the caterpillar definition. Well, actually, Chad looked at the caterpillar definition, so thank you, Chad. But the spiritual aspect of it is all about surrendering to change and allowing yourself to really know that what might feel comfortable doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you. And this is really going back to that being grateful for the shift and knowing that even if transformation happened in your life recently that doesn't feel good or is feeling a little bit unknown, a little scary, a little uncomfortable, it is good for you. That spirit has a plan, that spirit has a higher awareness and a bigger picture perspective of what this change is going to bring you, and it is going to bring you good. So let the old aspects of your inner world die off that weren't working, and trust in the unknown. Trust that you can lean into that, and trust that by doing so and surrendering, you will transform into the butterfly, into the divine being that you are meant to be. This is a really powerful one. And even when you feel like you aren't going to make it to that butterfly stage, how am I going to make it? How am I going to get to that cocoon? Somebody will sweep you up and carry you the rest of the way, hopefully, just like this little caterpillar I found. But that's really what spirit does. And if somebody outside of you, like a friend, a family member, a coworker doesn't do it, a coach doesn't do it, then your guides will, your higher self will, source will. So you're always going to have that support, even when you feel like you don't, okay? So trust in the changes that are happening, lean into them, know that they're for good, and really get good at being comfortable with the uncomfortable, because we've been prepping for this all the way since last October. We've been talking about getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. So by now, it should be a little bit more comfortable if you've been doing the work, right? And if you haven't been, then this is all the more motivation to do that work, so that in a couple months or a couple weeks, you can say, okay, I'm a little bit more comfortable than I was. I'm doing the work now, okay? All right, so let's get into the astrology so we can wrap up this reading. We've got a little bit to talk about with this second new moon in Cancer. So good to see all of you checking in and talking here on the live. Thank you, Hedwig. Yes, she said, I can vouch for that. The Belize retreat is amazing and life-altering. Yeah, it was so good to have you there, Hedwig, last year. It was so, so amazing. The Thinning of the Veil retreat last year, yes. And then this retreat will be the Ethical Witches and Wizards retreat, where we'll talk about how to tap into light magic and the essence of our mystical power. All right, so let's go into the astrology. The astrology, we're going to start with the biggest highlight of this week, the second new moon in Cancer, which starts tomorrow, the 20th of July. This is the second new moon in Cancer. We had the first one right on the summer solstice, June 21st. And so we're really in this beautiful energy of continuing this Cancer vibration. And the Cancer vibration is a vibration of emotional awareness and flow. It's a water sign. Water signs are all about emotions. They're also all about intuition. Cancers are also very much connected to the moon because the moon rules the astrology sign Cancer. And also Cancer is about balance. Okay, so we're finding balance through flow of our emotions and our intuition and how the moon affects those things. And we're finding peace in those ways as well. So I really encourage you to study how the moon phases are affecting your specific birth chart. I don't do natal chart or birth chart readings, but if you need any resources, I definitely can send people your way via Instagram. Also, you can just check into, any of the apps. I know, I think AstroStar is a good one. I know The Pattern is a good one. Couple of other ones. I think CoStar is a good one too. Or Astrofuture is what it is. And then CoStar is the other one. And then The Pattern. So those are all really great to help you kind of know how the moons are affecting you and how kind of you're moving through the moon phases, because this is really what this Cancer and this double Cancer energy is really bringing us, this awareness of tapping into our intuition and knowing how astrology and the energy of the shifts of vibration in our life right now are affecting our emotions and our lives. So like I said, the first Cancer new moon was on the summer solstice when we had our Shining Light on Revolution series, which was so fun. We talked all about that. That's when Mona was on here for our live reading as a special guest. And it was at 0 degrees in Cancer at that time. So that was when we were just kind of moving into the new moon Cancer energy. But now we're in 28 degrees Cancer. And that aligns to the number 10. 2 + 8 is 10. So we're really in a new alignment with Cancer, a pure alignment with Cancer energy. And we're really wanting to take our emotions seriously at this time, because when we can take our emotions seriously, we recognize what's been there that we haven't been really paying attention to, and we actually do the work to pay attention to it and work through it. So know that any emotions you have need to come out, and that you have the resources you need to work through them. Just allowing yourself to send love through your heart to those emotions, to forgive yourself or others for holding on to those emotions or causing those emotions, and nurturing yourself just as a divine mother would through those emotions, whether that means, letting yourself sleep through things, or letting yourself meditate through things, or yoga through things, journal or read through things, create through things. However you heal and however you like to be nurtured, allow yourself to nurture yourself through this time, through those emotions. Be the divine mother to yourself, and be the intuitive mother to yourself by tapping into what you need energetically. Don't just assume what you need or go to what's comfortable for you that might be a habit that's actually not healthy. Instead, make sure you're tapping in and saying, okay, what do I really need to help heal this pain I've been feeling for the last 10 years that I haven't let go of? And really allow yourself to ask that and breathe into that and see what comes up. And maybe it's to go take a walk and start to appreciate your life right where you're at. And you start doing that and you start to feel better. Or maybe it's go stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself and tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love yourself and how much you believe in yourself, and you know that you're going to do all you want to do. These are things that you'll get intuitively that will help you to nurture yourself. And in the Cancer energy, it is about balance, like I said, yin and yang. So we have the divine feminine yin, the divine masculine yang, this energy of action with the masculine and deliberate movement forward and pressing forward in your aspirations. And then the yin being able to receive and surrender to whatever the universe has for it, and allow that energy to feed it intuitive guidance so that you can continue moving forward in that with the masculine. So we're really allowing ourselves to balance between the both and go back and forth intuitively whenever we need to, which allows us to have these new beginnings and fresh starts and really start to build the foundation and set the plan for what we are creating in our life through the manifestation power we have this week as well. So let go of all control, be like the caterpillar, surrender to change, know that the universe is going to nurture you while you're in your cocoon. We've already been in a cocoon last year, or early the beginning of this year. Now we're kind of going back into another cocoon because this year is such a transformative year. And so we're going to keep having these deaths and rebirths, these cocoon phases and expansion emergences. These are parts of the theme of this year, with that Capricorn conjunction with Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter all at once in the beginning of the year. So get used to it, but know that this is all for the highest good. So flow with it, okay? Be like the water that the Cancer is, and like the tide that the moon affects as the moon shifts as well. And then as far as astrological influences specifically, the moon and sun is conjunct Chiron during this new moon in Cancer tomorrow. And that's going to give us healing in our action and our intuition. And then Venus sextiles Mars, which allows us to really act on our desires more and really identify our desires more so that we can do what we need to do to create more of our pleasurable life. And then Mercury sextiles Uranus, which allows us to speak through our harmony of the higher mind and lower mind. The Mercury is the lower mind and Uranus is the higher mind. So it's almost like that balance between 3D and 5D and really being able to operate there, because we do have to have harmony since we do still have to live here in the 3D as we shift into the 5D. So it's about really allowing yourself to ground, like we talked about, and just move through it intuitively. And then finally, for our last two little astrological influences, we have on the 21st of July, which is Tuesday, Mercury squares Chiron, and that allows us to heal with our words and our expression and our creative expression and to speak from the heart. And as we do, we will heal with our words, and we will also change the world and make a bigger impact in our communities, in our lives, with people that we love, and just in the world itself. And then finally, on the 22nd of July, which is Wednesday, we're going to feel another activation of that alchemy energy that we talked about earlier in this reading from the Essassani tribe, and also that we talked about last week with that 715 activation numerologically with the date. So we're going to be tapping in to this week, 722, a magical alchemist number. And it's literally 1 week after the first alchemy activation. And so, or 6 days, I should say. And so we're really going to feel this magical element of the alchemy that we have been acquiring over a week. And Mercury sextiles Uranus that day, which is really going to give us that harmony of the upper and lower mind, as we talked about, finding more balance there as well. So lots and lots and lots of things to look forward to. How are you all feeling with that reading? Anything jumping out at you? Let's check with everybody before we pull cards. So good to see all of you connecting. Hedwig says, yes, crying my heart out. Yeah, there's a lot of energy, a lot of outpouring of the heart, a lot of emotion with that heart opening. Linda says, I'm moving into my RV, going to the mountains for 2 months, then the desert for 6 months. How exciting. Oh, I love it. Well, I'm so proud of all of you for, just continuing to show up in these readings every week and tap into your own intuition, your own spirit, and into the energy of the Mass Collective. We've talked a lot about disclosure and things going on in the world. We've gone through a lot together in these couple of years on these live readings, and you always show up for yourself and for your guides to receive the messages. So, give yourself a nice pat on the back, give yourself a big hug for really showing up for yourself, because you're doing the work. Every time you get here to these readings and tap in and deliberately ask for guidance from spirit, whenever you need it, whenever you're unable to feel it yourself, you're doing the work to activate your true intuitive potential, which will ultimately activate your true potential overall. So I'm just so proud of all of you for doing that. And I'm grateful for you all for showing up every week, because I love to connect with one of you. And it's a lot for me to, I get a lot from it as well, to be able to center in on what comes up as well every week. Oh, I didn't mean to flip that one over yet. I was cheating. I looked a little early. All right, so we've got I want to do a moon card as well. We'll do a moon card from Voyager, they're saying. Okay. Also, everyone, I am doing the virtual Starseed gathering soon in collaboration with the Ninth House Crystal Shop in Tempe. We were going to do it on the 30th, but I actually am going to push it back a little bit just to give a little bit more time for promotion. I just wasn't able to get everything I wanted done to promote it And I want to really promote it a little bit more just because I was out of town and things like that. So we're going to push it back until probably maybe the first or second week of August. So I will keep you all posted on that. You'll find out quickly as soon as I nail down a date. So if you're interested in that, and make sure to also join the Starseed Social Gathering group on Facebook, because I'll be definitely posting the events there as well. All right, let's go into it. The first card for the beginning of the week is Strength. Strength is our card. This is a beautiful and powerful card. This is letting us know that there is a fire, a light within us, a strength within us that is awakening right now. We talked about past life, present power for this month being the card that we pulled from the annual reading that we had in the beginning of the year. So that goes right into it, this power from our past being pulled into the present, and also this energy of resilience and understanding our true power, our true potential through activating that depth of heart and that depth of mind that we've been talking about in this reading. The card itself says, strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. So a little message from your guides as well, letting you know that you are never alone, that there's always that energy of light and life force outside of you that is activating a beautiful power that is infinite within you. All right, the next card, middle of the week card, is Friendship. Check this beautiful card out. I love this card. It's so joyful. It's such an inner child card. This ability to connect to like-minded people, the energies of those who really make you feel good and in your true essence, who really light you up and just make you feel so in alignment to your true self. The more we can connect to friends like this and to soulmates like this, you know, this goes into soul tribe, soulmates, those connections that we talked about in this reading, the more we can really amplify our true power. So we want to let go of any connections in our life that don't resonate this deeply, or that, I shouldn't say that don't resonate this deeply, but more so let go of the connections in your life that are really distracting you from connecting to friends like this, or who are pulling you from the energy of this kind of harmony and bliss. So if you're feeling like you have friendships or connections that are bringing you down or holding you back from your joy or your inner child bliss, then those are the ones you want to look at and maybe try to reassess to see if maybe you should let them go or create some boundaries. But the friendships that feel really good, that feel blissful, that feel rejuvenating and in alignment, keep those around and keep connecting, because that's going to be fueling a lot of your vibration right now as well, especially for the middle of the week, okay? And then the end of the week, what a beautiful card. She offers the sacred wine, so drink. This is the Rumi card. Look at that card, y'all, like, whoa. So this is a very mystical card. This is a priestess card. This is an offering to our ancestors. This is part of the tribal connections that I was talking about, we were picking up on. And this is really allowing you to offer libations, offer food, offer energy and crystals to your guides. Create an altar or a crystal grid, or call on your angels or your tribal ancestors who are of love and light and want to help you acquire more of your manifestation power or more of your divine skills and gifts. Because when you offer and bring offerings to your guides, you really start to work with them in a very personal way, and it can really bring you a lot of blessings. And so it says, she offers the sacred wine, so drink. And this also means in that regard that when you give your offering to your ancestors or to your guides, whether it be that you're just offering your thanks, your gratitude, your love in return for what they've given you, you can go as deeply as you want with it. If you want to actually create altars, you can do that as well, and you can look up how to do that. I always encourage creating your altars based on the ancestral lines that you're connected to, because that can really add to that specific call to your ancestors. But when you actually provide the offering, it's also important that when they give you that gift of knowledge or wisdom, or that gift of the manifestation that you're wanting to create, that you receive it, that you trust that it's your gift, that you allow it, that you don't resist it or push it away because you're afraid that it's too good to be true, or that, you know, it's not real, or that you don't deserve it. No, if you've given an offering and if you've given your work, your life, your time, your energy to manifesting something, or if you've given up, old habits that weren't good for you, and now you're manifesting the gifts from that, and your guides are giving you the prize for that work, make sure you open and receive it with open arms and hold on to it and love it and trust that that's yours. Drink the sacred wine that you're given, because you deserve it. And if you try to release it or you try to refute it, then you're really just going to stay in a place of not having what you've asked for, because you now are in a place of not believing that it's possible. So that's for the end of the week. Make sure that you're receiving and letting yourself believe in the gifts that you receive from Spirit. And then finally, the Moon card is the art card from the Voyager deck. This is a beautiful card, and this is a card of art and creativity. This really highlights our creative expression and how we're healing right now through creative expression, through words, through art, and allowing ourselves to stay in that vibration of creation, because it is helping us to also manifest things in that same vibration of creation. So this is going to be a beautiful moon energy. Since it's the new moon in Cancer, we're going to create a lot by setting intentions in the moon with the new moon in Cancer tomorrow. So definitely set some intentions for how you want to feel, because we have that emotional focus, and also use how you're feeling right now to help you set clear intentions for how you want to feel over the next month. Write them down and meditate on them for the new moon and watch those miracles occur. Okay, so quick review: strength in the beginning of the week, then we've got friendship in the middle of the week, and then we've got the sacred wine, so drink in the end of the week, and then for the moon we've got art and creativity. Okay, beautiful, beautiful cards. Make sure to reach out for me if you're interested in any one-on-one sessions, whether it be past life reading, energy cleansing, general reading, cosmic connections. Also any coaching that you're interested in as well. Make sure to click the link in the description below once this video uploads, or check out the previous weekly readings for those links as well. I'm Rissa Vibes, aka Readings by Rissa. I will see you next week for another weekly reading at 1:11 p.m. Central Time right here on this channel. Make sure to share this link with anybody you feel like needs these messages, and make sure to like this video as well to help these messages get across the YouTube world and realm. And I'll also say that I don't know what it is, but every time I upload these videos lately, it takes about almost a day to upload all the way. So if you're not watching them live, you are usually seeing them the next day. So I do these readings live every Sunday. So if you don't end up seeing it, if you didn't see it last week because maybe you clicked on Sunday after I went live and you didn't see it pull up, it's because the readings themselves take a really long time with YouTube. For some reason, I think the YouTube traffic is just so strong right now since quarantine that it's taking a long time for live videos that are this long to upload. So you might not see this video pop up until Monday, but that's why it's so fun to catch it live. So if you really want to catch it on Sunday, make sure to catch it live, 1:11 p.m. Central Time. I'll see you right here next Sunday. Love you all. Peace, and have a wonderful week.